So I would like to welcome you and introduce this webinar to you, and also give you a little bit more detail on the EBC Technology Collaboration Programme. The programme is as shown here. I'm sure you've got it in your emails, but we have a series of presentations, and then we have a break for Q&A, and then another set of presentations, and another break for QA, and a summary at the end by Professor Zhu Dongyang. As Takao mentioned, the EBC program has a scope to look at both energy in buildings and in communities, and we work across projects on knowledge and deployment and demonstration, and also developing research and development strategies. Takao has taken you through our mission, so I won't repeat that. We have some 27 participating countries at the moment, with a couple of countries waiting in the wings to join us, India in particular. We operate energy research, innovation, development and demonstration and dissemination across those activities. To date, we've had 86 annexes, and that they are research projects that we work on. They have a finite period, typically 5 years, and some 6 working groups. We currently have 20 annexes that are operating at the moment, and 3 working groups, which are more informal affairs. All of our annexes are tasks shared, and that is where the individual countries contribute through their efforts in the research activities. We're governed by an executive committee, which Takao is the chair of, and I'm vice chair. And we have a support secretariat, the Energy Support Unit, which is operated by Malcolm Orme from ECOM. And then each of the individual annexes is run by a project manager, or we call them an operating agent. Within the executive committee, we have 3 subcommittees which deal with quality assurance, communications, and technology transfer, and finance. We operate in the middle of the technology readiness scheme, so that we take things that are early stage research and right through to close to wide-scale rollout, so technology levels 3 to 7. As Takao mentioned, we have these 5 main themes that we have operated on. Although the new strategic plan has refreshed and updated these, the existing projects tend to operate within these 5 main themes. I'll just quickly go through and give you some examples of each of these. So, integrated planning and building design, we have projects that cover daylight, life cycle related issues, air quality, and energy flexible buildings that can put energy back into the supply grid. Within the building energy systems, we deal with air infiltration and ventilation through the Air Infiltration and Ventilation Center, which has been operating for most of the life of the Technology Collaboration Programme, and Peter Waters will say more about that shortly. We have projects on gas phase air cleaning, resilient cooling, evaporative cooling, HVAC calculation methods. That's a working group, and we have a working group on building energy codes. In building envelope, we've moved, I think, a little bit away from detailed work on building envelopes. We recently had an annex working on super insulation materials, and we've had a number of annexes working on the renovation of buildings. At the community scale, we have a number of projects which have dealt with renovation, the aim to get towards net zero, optimizing energy in communities, so particularly looking at the principles of exergy. And we have a working group on cities and communities, and we have an annex which is also looking at the potential for positive energy districts, districts where energy is being put back into the grid from renewables. And then finally, we have a theme which deals with the real energy use in buildings, and that covers things like adaptive thermal comfort, Annex 70, which deals with building energy epidemiology, which is looking at the energy use of buildings at scale in urban and national stocks. We have 71, which is looking at the performance assessment based on in situ measurements. So that's how you test whether buildings are really performing as they should do. And then other annexes, things like occupant-centered building design operation, and more recently, data-driven smart buildings, which are looking at the increasing use of machine learning and artificial intelligence in controls for buildings. So as you'll see, quite a wide range of different sorts of projects in the scope that we operate in. The sorts of results we produce include full scientific reports, summary reports, fact sheets, handbooks, tools, and these are all available on our website. And as Takao says, unfortunately, the website is down at the moment, but hopefully it will be back up in a day or so. We conduct quite a bit of outreach and dissemination through the reports, but also through a regular newsletter, an annual report, and then conferences and seminars like this one. And the Air Infiltration and Ventilation Center is continuously disseminating information. The sorts of achievements that we've had up until last year, we produced 31 guides, 45 technical reports. I won't read all of this out. You can see the figures for yourself, but we believe that we've managed to convey information to a very wide audience of both practitioners, government officials, and people in industry. So with that short summary, I'd like to say thank you very much. And do visit the website when it becomes back online.